Hello everyone, welcome back to Bits and Bob's Divination. My name is Caitlin and today we are going to be reading into the energy, insights, and guidance coming in for your week ahead. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so welcome back to the channel, those of you who watch each and every single Monday. It's lovely to have you guys back here, getting all cozy, enjoying this. It's still been so snowy here where I live, so I'm definitely going to have the heat on during this reading so y'all can enjoy the lovely white noise. But let's go ahead and start looking at these piles and looking into everything. But just before I do, I want to say a warm, exciting welcome to those of you who are new to the channel. We are almost at 300 subscribers. I am blown away. Like, it's lovely, and I don't even like to call you guys subscribers. I just like to call you guys my community because you guys love to chat with me, love to have conversations, we love to connect, and I love that we're close-knit, and it's so lovely. So if you guys are new and you're interested in tarot, in oracle cards, in homemade cards, or into charms, or into these readings in general that I provide, which are weekly readings, blessings readings, private readings, and timeless readings, then feel free to subscribe and join this community along with everyone else. But let's go ahead and start looking at these piles today. Alright, so I had to go ahead and do this part really quick again because the dogs are upstairs just running around, so feel free to ignore them as they go crazy up there. But I wanted to talk about the piles. Today I use different letters here, and I also use different watercolor paintings as well as ink paintings. This is walnut ink up here for you each today, so feel free to really dive into the imagery and the letters here as they may resonate different for each of you. But for pile number 1, we have the letter X, as well as this painting here of this landscape with these trees, the moon, the crescent moon specifically, and different little people and places. So that is pile number 1. For pile number 2 here, we have the letter O, and then also this moon that was done in walnut ink and has these little gold watercolor flecks as well. So that is pile number 2. And then pile number 3 here is the letter R, as well as this little changing of the seasons maple leaf with the oranges and the fiery reds. So that is pile number 3. So if any of these resonate with you, then feel free to choose any one that you would like. But we're going to go ahead and take a deep breath together here so you can make a better decision on which pile is really calling out to you and to utilize your intuition and really dive into these messages. So let's go ahead and take a deep cleansing breath together here now. So as always, there is no right or wrong way to choose your pile. You can choose one of the piles, 2 of the piles, 3 of the piles. You can choose a pile, change your mind, use your intuition as you need to. Because this is a collective message, sometimes it takes a little bit longer to figure out which pile is for you. But for those of you who are ready and know which pile is for you, feel free to go down in the description where you can find the timestamps below provided for each of the piles. But you can also find down there how to get private readings, how to donate to the channel, how to help support this channel further, and also if you want to join in even further with this community or connect more deeply with me, I'm always around on my Instagram as well, and I'm having a lot of fun things happening over there as well. So if you're interested in that, that'll also be provided down below. But to those of you who are ready, feel free to use the timestamps in the description or within the chapter marks of the video. But for those of you who are ready, let's go ahead and get started with pile number 1. Hello group 1, if you've decided to choose the letter X here, as well as this little painting of these hills and different houses and the moon, then this is the pile for you. I'm going to go ahead and set down your letter here alongside your painting. As today we are going to be using the charms, the watercolor affirmations. We're also going to be using the language of flowers, the Celtic Celtic Lenormand deck, and we're also using the Modern Witch Tarot here today. I hope you guys have had a lovely start of the year of 2021 and things have been going really well for you, and if not, we'll be reading into what we can do about it. So let's go ahead and get started. So group one, we're looking for any information, energy, insights, or guidance coming in for group one on their week ahead. Right, so here you have the Emperor. Let's see what else has come up here for any energy, insights, guidance, or just lessons that we need to learn in the week for group one. Group one here, group one. I was feeling this back one. So here you also have the Queen of Cups. Let's see what else. Group one, we're looking for any energy, insights, or guidance coming in for group one on their week ahead. The week ahead for group one. Right, and you also have here the Hermit. So you have the Hermit, the Emperor, and the Queen of Cups. Lots of court cards, or not really court cards necessarily, because we only really have one court card, but we have like major arcana and court cards going in. So let's go ahead and see some more context. So group one, we're looking for any information, energy, insights, or guidance coming in for group one on their week ahead. What do we need to hear? Wasn't feeling it. Group one. What do they need to hear? Right. Ooh. Right, so you have here the Clover, and with these Celtic Lenormand cards, they each have a number associated with them. So you have the number 2 here, and then you also have here the 6 of Diamonds or the 6 of Pentacles in tarot. So that may resonate with you guys based off the numbers, or in general having to do with maybe the specific tarot card for you, but we'll mostly be reading in on the message here for the Clover. But let's go ahead and look at your next oracle message with the Language of Flowers. All right, so group one. Wow, that was very fast. Okay. So group one, here you have Peruvian Lily, Strength. More effort will get you what you want. So there you have Strength. And then we'll get your final message here with the Watercolor Affirmations, but stay tuned later to check out your charm cast on the week and get some more details. So group one, we're looking for any information, energy, insights, or guidance coming in for group one. Oof, a couple too many here. But honestly, I was feeling this one. So that's the one I'm going to take here, but it says, don't stop now, which immediately, every time I read that one, it makes me think of the Queen song, you know, with like, don't stop me now. So now that's stuck in my head. Hopefully it didn't get it stuck in your guys' heads, but maybe you needed it. But let's go ahead and start diving into the details here for your week, group one. So I'm seeing 2 different messages showing up here. Some of them are sort of leading you towards that don't stop me now message, that strength, that like forward movement that the Emperor has here. And then you also have the Queen of Cups and the Hermit, which is showing more of that like flowing, free-flowing energy. So I feel like there might have been a block for some of you, maybe a creative block, or something that's like maybe you have all these plans and you want to actually implement them and you want to move forward. And you maybe even have luck and a lot of people on your side, but like there's just something that's like either in your path mentally that you're trying to work through, because the Hermit talks about, you know, taking time off social media, taking yourself away from digital things, just kind of sitting with yourself, having more mindful moments, meditating possibly, or just going on like walks that are very thoughtful, right? So you're taking some time out so that when you come back, you can stand stronger and do the things that you want to do, because you may just at the moment be either, some of you are either go, 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 or some of you want to be go, 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 but have this block in your way that's making it so that you can't move forward. Like you're just like, every step that you make is just a little bit more sluggish, a little bit more like there's procrastination in the way. There's just something holding you back there. And maybe you need some rest. So if some of you are feeling that right now, definitely allow yourself to have that rest that the Queen of Cups can even bring out in us. But some of you, it has more to do with just not having a clear plan. So for some of you, you need to have that rest. But for those of you who feel stuck because you don't have a clear plan, that's definitely what's being showcased here for you. Because it says here, with strength, more effort will get you what you want. So if this is a financial goal, if it has something to do with this coin, if it's something about abundance, like this card can talk about, or also just in general, like luck and bringing in wishes or something like that, because 4-leaf clovers, you know, you can wish on them. So if you're looking for that sort of energy, if you're trying to work on maybe a manifestation, or if you're just trying to work towards a goal and it's just not working out, and every time you put a goal, you just find yourself set back a little bit farther and a little bit farther. And with this Don't Stop Me Now, it almost is giving me like you're persistent, but it's like it's just not getting you anywhere. So maybe it's about making more realistic, more achievable goals for you, because I think you are setting goals. I think you have ideas in mind for what you want to get accomplished this week, what you're like looking towards, or maybe even long-term goals, but you're trying to accomplish them possibly too quickly. You're not taking that time that you need to let things flow, that the Queen of Cups can show us, right? Like we let the ocean flow, we let our emotions flow, we let our ideas flow, and when they're in flow, then everything can continue to move. But if you're trying to make things a little too quick, or you're trying to do it a little too fast, or you're just trying to push through something that is, you know, not going to budge this week, it's not going to budge, right? So we need to work around the obstacle and let it flow around it versus go head on and try to break through it, right? So with the Emperor, it's telling me that you need to take time to make realistic goals. So either be more specific with the goals that you want to accomplish, or put in more thought to like your to-do list. So maybe you have some really big overarching goal you want to finish this week, but you know, nobody runs like a 5K run in one day unless you've trained for it. So you have to go through all of those smaller steps to get to the bigger goal. So definitely make a clear plan, maybe even get a calendar out, map all of your week out, really think it through more strategically, and be realistic. If you feel like you know Wednesday you don't have time for this thing, then don't force yourself to do it. Instead, if you can get around it, or if you have a way to sort of snake around it, not in like a sneaky way, but in like a free-flowing way, then allow yourself to have that self-care time, allow yourself to have that rest when you need it, because this isn't going to come to much of anything if we are, you know, just mowing the lawn, right? Like mowing right over all that luck and abundance that we're bringing in because we're trying to make it happen too quick. It has to grow in its own time. It has to flow in its own time. So that's the major messages that I'm getting for you guys. Make a clear schedule. Take some time off when you need it, and when you can intuitively tell like this is not the day, then take that time off. But then say like Friday's your day, make sure you have that clear plan so that you're not like fumbling around trying to get everything done and nothing's working because there wasn't a clear plan. Time management is definitely key. But I'm going to go ahead and move on to your charms, group 1, so we can get some more information, maybe what you might even be diving into for some inner work this week, and where this abundance may be coming from and the plans that you're making. But we'll see what comes up here for you guys today. All right, so group 1, we're looking for any information, energy, insights, or guidance coming in for group 1 here, group 1, for their week ahead. Okay, so not a lot happening here, honestly. Like, I just see that, like, only a few things were really popping up for you guys. So we'll just read into what all of those are. You did get a chakra charm here. But yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to read the smaller amount. I don't think I'm going to pull any more, because I think it's pretty precise here. So I'm going to go ahead and pull you guys, because here in your inner ring, actually I'll zoom you in here first. But here in your inner ring, you have a chakra charm, and we have 7 main chakras in our body. and there's many more than that, but the main 7, you have the very top one at the top of your head. There's a chakra or energy center that we work with, and sometimes our energy centers can flow in and out of balance. So we're going to see what that is, trying to get out to us here with the chakra love deck. And I'm going to pull out the one specific to the crown chakra, which you got here. All right, so here are the different ones specific to the crown chakra. So I'm going to go ahead and pull out one for you guys that maybe you guys need to focus on this week to bring back into balance, or just in general is a theme that's going to present itself in the focus of your week. So group one, what is the message here? So you have this one here, which says peace. In stillness, the answer will be revealed, and it says the crown chakra. And then also with each of these cards, they showcase a different crystal that you can utilize. So if you utilize crystals or anything in your magic or in your life in general for self-care practices or for manifestation, then clear quartz is your go-to this week. Here is a piece of clear quartz here. So it's very beautiful, very clear, and you can use it for just about anything. That's what's great about the clear quartz. It's like the salt and pepper of the spice cabinet. You can use it for literally anything. So here is peace. It says again, in stillness, the answer will be revealed. And like I mentioned earlier, I felt like you guys needed that time off so that you could make better plans. You could be less exhausted, less frazzled possibly. And so maybe if there's something that you've been waiting on, or some sort of epiphany answer to a question, or something you've been working really hard on, it's in this stillness that's going to be able to come in. It's in that time that you're going to be able to have those answers revealed to you, so that you can have that peaceful, calm energy where you're not forcing anything to come, but instead to just come as it is, right? So if we're trying really hard to make something happen, it's usually going to block us from getting it. But if we allow things to happen as they are and work around the obstacles, that's going to be a lot better for us. So you do have the tied up charm. So it's kind of hard to see, but it's just like this little piece of string, which makes me think you have attachments, things that are attached to this specific goal or to these specific goals that you're making. And maybe it's because of these that have been these little invisible strings tying you to different people or to different specific goals that you have in mind that are holding either you back or are making those be an obstacle for you. So maybe if you have younger children, and that can sometimes be an obstacle we have to work around, because you have to be a little bit more flexible, right? Because you can't just cut those strings. They're attached. They're a part of your life and a part of your routine, and it can be difficult to make those plans. So how are you going to work through that? How are you going to flow through that? And that can have to do with different other situations outside of just kids, but different commitments that we have to other people. And then you also have, when you take this peace and stillness, you have that awareness come in, that epiphany, that answer being revealed. And that answer is going to be much more wise, and it's going to give you a more mature aspect to this situation. So you're going to be able to work more maturely. You're going to be able to make a better, more educated answer, a more specific and mature way of working through something, or more wise step that you can work through. So with keys, it's about unlocking something. So you are revealing something this week that you've been maybe waiting on, that epiphany, that thing that's going to move you forward, that's made you feel stuck for so long. You're unlocking that. You're taking those chains off. You're letting yourself free flow again. You also have 2 different letters that showed up outside of just the X that you had here at the beginning. But you have here the letter K. So sometimes I think of this as okay. So maybe it's just that you're feeling more okay this week, a little less frazzled. Things have become more peaceful. Maybe not like the best week in the world, but things at least are more okay than they were before. And then you also have the letter G showing up here as well. And this letter G showed up next to the bottle tab charm. And whenever this charm shows up, it makes me think of when you shake up a bottle and you shake up a can, and then it explodes if you don't, tap the can. So this is that moment, that explosion moment, that release moment that is happening. So for some of you, like I said, that could be that you've been holding on to something so hard, you've put so much pressure on yourself, and you're releasing that pressure from yourself this week by creating those time schedules, by making more of a plan, or by just letting yourself have the rest that you need. And that may have to do with the letter G, which could be someone's name, it could be a place, it could be a situation in which you are in, or with the K or the X. You are also being showcased the innocence charm, so this is innocent energy, right? Because it always makes me think of little bubbles that I would blow like in the springtime, and it's when I'm really young, and you're just like young in your childhood, your innocence, your inner child, your playfulness. So you're feeling more playful, a little less like stressed about the things that you're doing. And if you add maybe more of a playful edge to the things that you do, instead of trying to work through them so strictly and so harshly, if you put a little bit less seriousness to it, you might actually find more things show up for you. And that's definitely been true for me in the past. Sometimes I'll be working on a painting or working on a project or something like that, and I stress so hard on what I want to come out of it, or how I want it to look, or how I want it to be. And instead of just playing around with the media or playing around with an idea, and working through that, and working through it in a more childlike, fun way, it put so much more love into what you're doing versus trying to make it so serious, so perfect, so precise that you don't even feel the happiness that you get out of it in the end. So be sure to be a little bit more playful. You also have here the charm of the puzzle piece. So this can mean that like there's a missing puzzle piece, there's something that you're trying to evaluate. But you also might be feeling pressure not just because of yourself, but like the time schedules that other people have you on. So you have, when I think of these puzzle pieces, I don't know if you guys ever thought this too, but I always thought of these as like little people. I don't know why, they just look like little heads, you know? And so this makes me think that you're like being backed up into a corner, or you feel like you're being backed up into a corner by all these people. But the thing that's important is this is a wall. You can skate right on by as long as you get you find another way to flow through them. You know, walk right on by, walk another direction, or try to evaluate a different way to approach this. That's going to help you a lot more. So definitely this week is about approaching things in a new mindset that's more wise, considered, and playful. And then you lastly have the path of spirituality, or the path of magic, or some sort of manifestation showing up. I just feel like this charm looks so magical and beautiful, and because it's split, it makes me think that there's something there like in your self-care that is maybe more magical or has more mindful practice to you. So maybe bringing back meditation, bringing back inner child work, or maybe even some shadow work, seeing as you had the Hermit card, might be really useful to you this week. But that is all I have for you this week, group 1. I'm going to go ahead and do a quick little recap. You do have luck on your side as long as you don't mow it away, as long as you don't push it away or push away the abundance, and allow it to grow in its own time. Definitely give yourself more self-care, more love towards yourself, towards your own time schedules, not others, and that's going to be more respected. And then also with the Emperor, it's about making more clear, precise goals for yourself. If that means you have to work through things with family or work through things with the people who are involved, then that's important for you this week. Make those boundaries, make that space for you, and make sure that you really time manage so you don't feel as frazzled. And then you also have here strength. More effort will get you what you want. So not more effort as in like pushing through it, like this don't stop me now, but more so letting yourself flow through it, like this queen is showcasing to you. You also had the letters of X, K, and G show up here. You're making more wise steps that are coming from peace. So in the stillness, the answer will be revealed. So like I mentioned earlier, sometimes you need to take some time off so that you can have that epiphany moment, that like aha, that like, oh my gosh, this is what I should have been doing all along, that more playful energy, so that you can get to what you want with more ease, less stress, and to feel more at peace with your decisions. So I hope you guys enjoyed this reading here with me today. Please be sure to give this video a like if you did like it and you enjoyed this reading. It also helps the channel continue to grow. So I really do appreciate those who've already liked the video. Thank you so much. Also, if you would like to, feel free to spread some positivity, something about your week, a lovely quote, or in general how this specific reading touched you, or how you enjoyed the different messages, or how they resonated for you, down in the comments. I'd love to hear. I love that kind of conversation. I don't always get back right away due to more comments coming in, but I definitely do read all of them. I appreciate all of them so much. And lastly, if you are new to the channel and this is one of your very first videos here with me, huge welcome. It's lovely to have you guys here alongside all the people who love to join in each week. And I do weekly readings every single Monday, much like these for your weekly forecast. I also do readings at the beginning of each month about the different blessings that are coming in, what you're more grateful for, all that kind of good jazz. And then lastly, I do timeless readings as well and private readings through my Instagram and email, which you can check out down below. But if you're interested in any or all or some of that, feel free to subscribe and join this tarot, charm, and oracle loving community. I'd love to have you guys join in. So with all of that said, I hope you guys have a wonderful and lovely, more scheduled and time managed week, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Hello group 2, if you've decided to choose the letter O as well as this golden painted moon, then this is the pile for you. I'm going to go ahead and set those both down right here so you can see them during your reading. As today we are going to be using the charms, the watercolor affirmations. We're also going to be using the Celtic Lenormand oracle deck. We're also using the language of flowers, and today's tarot deck of choice is the Modern Witch Tarot, one of my favorites. So I hope you guys had a wonderful week last week and that things have been going well for you and just in general the beginning of this new year. But let's go ahead and start looking into the messages you have coming up in this week ahead. So group 2, we're looking for any information, energy, insights, or guidance coming in for group 2. What do we need to know for group 2 here? And energy, insights, or guidance. All right, you have here the 6 of Wands. So victory. Let's see what else. So group 2, you also have here the Ace of Wands. Very inspired week for sure. Let's see what else. So group 2, we're looking for any information, energy, insights, or guidance coming in for group 2 for their week ahead. For group 2. So group 2. All right, so you also have here the 5 of Swords. Okay, interesting week already. So before I start reading into any of these, let's go ahead and get your oracle messages in. So group 2, we're looking for any information, energy, insights, or guidance coming in for group 2 on their week ahead. What do we need to know? Any more context, energy, themes, or guidance for group 2? All right, there we are. All right, so you have here the snake, and with each of these specific Lenormand cards, they come with different associations that may specifically resonate to some of you. And so this one has the number 7 here, and then also the Queen of Wands or the Queen of Clubs here. So that is your Celtic Lenormand message. We'll go ahead and do your Language of Flowers message now. All right, so group 2, we're looking for any information, energy, insights, or guidance. Okay, so you also have here protection. And it says conserve what you have, save a little. And so that is your oracle message here from the Language of Flowers. So there you go, protection. And then we'll go ahead and do your watercolor affirmation, but stay tuned later for the charms and the charm cast so you can see some more details to your week. So group 2 here. Group 2, we're looking for any information, energy, insights, or guidance coming in for group 2. All right, so you also have here, it takes a village. It takes a village. Okay, so I'm already definitely picking up on some things coming up here for your week. So let's go ahead and start diving into your messages, group 2. So the first thing that I'm picking up on here is the snake energy mixed with this 5 of Swords and this 6 of Swords. So you have, the 6 of Wands rather. So you have here these two different conflicting characters. You have one who wants victory and one who wants victory through another means. So with this one, you can see the characters in the background are not really happy about the victory that is done. The character at the front is like, yeah, I won, I'm amazing, I'm victorious. They're like the sore winner type. And then you have the people in the background who got hurt in the process of this win, who got that got affected based off of your win, that got hurt based off of your win. And then you also have here the 6 of Wands, and as you can see, instead of them running away or not being a part of the team, they're cheering along with you. They're victorious along with you. They're following along with you because they're happy that you won. They're happy of your success. They want to continue to support you and work with you. So these are two very different energies, but they're definitely linked, and they're even back to back, right? You can see them facing not to each other, but facing like back to back with each other. And then you also have this snake. And the snake here, there's two different snakes in this deck. I'll go ahead and show you the other one. So let me just pull it out real quick. All right, so here is the other one. So you have like the more passive versus the one that's more progressive sort of snake energy. So one that's like gonna like really go after your ankles or get you and bite at you. And then you have the one that's shedding their skin, moving towards this new moon energy, purging things and moving forward because whatever actions they were doing in the past, like this, were no longer serving them. So I'm going to go ahead and leave this one here so you guys can see it for reference. But what I'm trying to get at here is basically you have this Ace of Wands, which showcases a new opportunity that's coming up, some new opportunity that you're very passionate about, you want, or someone around you really wants. And either you're trying to support them, you're one of these people in the background, or you're the one at the foreground here. And it's whichever decision you want to be a part of here. So you have two different paths that you can take this week. One of them being of this 6 of Wands, where you are victorious, yet you grow a community where it takes a village, it takes other people to support you, it takes other people to be on your side. Or do you want it so bad that you might hurt other people, that you might be too sneaky, that you may be too cunning, that you may be just a little bit too snake-like, right? And you're trying to get what you want no matter the cost. And it's kind of up to you what decision you're going to make. But in the end, are you hurting someone or are you putting them on your side? And if you feel like there is someone in your life, and this has less to do with you specifically, if you don't feel like you're the one after this Ace of Wands, but someone in your life is, and you're part of that village, be aware that they might be doing one of two things this week. Are they shedding their skin and doing better, or are they keeping this old skin and not doing as well for themselves? And you may need to even protect yourself against this energy so that you aren't feeling like this person in the background and you can stand your ground against them. So it can resonate different for each of you, where you feel you are in this scenario, if you are this one, or the people in the foreground, if you're the snake attacking or if you're the snake retreating and doing better for your higher self. So it's really up to you. There's a lot of decision making in this. There's a lot of morals and values coming up this week on how you get that victory, how you get that Ace of Wands, or how you're going to support someone, if it's worth it or if you need to protect yourself against them. So really evaluate that this week. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to your charms, group 2, because like I said, this really just has a lot to do with perspective and what really is fitting for you. I'm going to put that one back in the pile here. But yeah, let's go ahead and get your charm messages and see if there's anything else that we can read into here. So group 2, you're looking for any information, energy, insights, or guidance coming in for group 2 for their week ahead. Okay, so a lot of little smaller charms. So I'm going to pick up the ones that fell off the board here, and then look towards the ones that fell upright. I actually picked up the wrong one. Okay. Sometimes that happens. Not a lot in your central ring, but we will read into more here. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and zoom you guys in so you can see more of your messages here and that you aren't missing out on all the little details. Hopefully, maybe I'll zoom out a little. There you go, so you can see everything. And we'll go ahead and start talking about your inner circle or inner ring, the things that are coming up most prominently on your week. And you have the Eight of Cups here because it is blue, which makes me think of the cup cards, but it also is 8. And the 8 represents finances, abundance. It's 8 can also represent sometimes harmony, as well as the number 6. And it also can represent purging or putting things aside. So with the 8 of Cups, it's about someone walking away from a situation, usually an emotional situation that you may be tied to. And it's about leaving that situation for your better and higher self to be more fulfilled and more empowered. So if you feel like you're in a situation right now where you have someone who you need to protect yourself against, that you feel like you had to be that support system for them, and it's just not working, and maybe just this week you need to take some time away, then be sure to do that. And if it needs to be a longer break than that, then feel free to do that. Whatever is for your highest and greatest good. If you can feel it in your soul that you do not need this person in your life right now, because they're trying to pressure you or put you in a position that you do not feel safe or you do not feel right, then that is up to you to make that decision and that choice to walk away. Because you also have here the tiger's eye charm, because this is like a little tiger's eye bead, and it is very enlightening, right? I always think of tiger's eye as being a creative enlightenment. So you look at it and it can cause creativity for you. It also can talk about security, your root chakra, and just grounding yourself down. So you're feeling more enlightened about your root system right now, the support system that you have, the people that you are supporting. So that continues to have to tie to that 8 message here. And what I think is interesting too, I don't know if you guys noticed this, it just looks like a lot very similar, these two different setups of energy. And so this is this is like a little shell, right? But if it falls this side, that means you're very closed. You're not really letting anyone in. And in this side, you've opened yourself up to someone, maybe even vulnerable. And then you also have, again, more of that grounding security element coming in with this. So it definitely mimics these two. But what it's telling us is that you're being too open with your money, with your materiality, or being too open and vulnerable with someone. And is that giving you stability, which it may be? And evaluate that sort of energy with someone. Is it stable, or is it being vulnerable or feeling pressured to be vulnerable with someone whom you are not ready to open up to? So definitely look into that energy this week. And seeing as we have so many root chakra based things, I'm not surprised that you got the root chakra charm. So as always, each of the chakras relates to a specific energy center within our body, and sometimes that energy center can go into flux of balanced or imbalanced, balanced or out of balance. And so we're going to evaluate that right now to see what this specific root chakra is about. Your root chakra is at the very base of your spine. That's where the energy center is located. And it has a lot to do with basic needs like money, a place, a home, a security, support system. So we're going to go ahead and take one of these chakra love cards in your specific chakra, and we'll go ahead and pull one of those out here for you. All right, so here are all the ones connected to the root chakra. So let's see what this root chakra message is for you, whether you need to balance it, put it back in balance, or just evaluate the energy in general. So there we are. So you have here safety, right? Like I was talking about, that safety, protection. In the hurricane of life, a strong foundation will keep you safe. And it's evaluating that. Are they in your foundation? Are they part of that village that is supportive to you? Or are they trying to work against you this week? And it may be a situation, not just a person, but if there's a situation that is also working against you that you don't feel as safe in, you don't feel that foundation, you're not getting the money from it, that's something to evaluate this week. But with each of these cards, they do talk on a specific crystal that you can utilize within your own practice for these specific messages, and this one is Snowflake Obsidian, which is such a lovely, I just feel such good vibes from this specific crystal. I don't have it near me right now, but I absolutely love Snowflake Obsidian, so it is definitely a great one to use to evaluate this for yourself this week. But you have it falling next to the charm of E. So this may have to do with that situation or with that person, and maybe even give you some clues on that. But you have the letter E showing up here. It's not really showing up on camera, but there you are, the letter E. So that's something to evaluate as well, if they need to be in your week, or maybe you need to take some time away from them. Because someone is definitely being cold to you, because you do have the snowflake charm, which makes me think someone's being a snowflake to you. They're being a little bit cold, being a little bit harsh, not really respecting your feelings or your space. So be sure that this isn't you if you're trying really hard to get something, or if you feel like you need to protect yourself from someone like this week. And then you have the growth charm, but it's upside down, which makes me think like, you know, this is like an air freshener. You know, things are fresh, things are clean, things are going really well. You feel really, you know, like a new car feeling. But seeing as it's falling this way, it's like an old car, things that aren't working. You're getting lots of breakdowns. Things aren't, you know, things need to be cleaned, purged, like that snake was showing, like purging its skin, cleaning things up. And so where we had the E show up, it also can be a situation that you've been in for a while, a long-term situation, because we have the senior charm, which means things have been here for a while. So it's stunting your growth. That's what's showing up here. You're stunting your growth right now. You're stunting that safety net, that protection feeling for yourself. And a lot of it is about putting and purging that aside. So these can be situations or people, like I mentioned before. It may even be because they're jealous, because maybe you're getting these specific Ace of Wands feelings, you're getting these opportunities right now, and they're not, and they're wanting to either take that from you, or they're just not wanting you to have it, or something like that, because you do have the jealousy heart next to the wise owl key. So you need to be wiser than their decisions, their ways of playing off of this situation this week. But you do also have a couple of other things outside of that situation coming up here too. So you have both the penny, which means things that are going to maybe not give you a ton of money, but something is growing from something that wasn't before. Because here you have the no cash value. They don't have value for you, or the situation or a specific job maybe wasn't fulfilling you. And if you've moved to a new one, or changed position, or changed your your thoughts and mindset on the situation, you're gaining more money. So this could do with the opportunity that's coming in, so maybe a new job or a new place in which you work, or it just could be the people who are on your side supporting you and giving you that wand that are coming in too. So it just depends on who's in your village and who isn't, and who's giving you value and who's not, and creating more peace and hope in that this week, because you have the peace charm and the hope and guidance. So who's guiding you towards jealousy, and who's guiding you towards people whom are actually there for you. So it's really about a lot of evaluation this week, evaluating this situation, evaluating where safety comes from, where your safety net is in people, in situations, in your money, your career, your finances. All of that is definitely coming up for each of you in different situations, but it's just really needing to evaluate this. So I'm going to go ahead and recap here for you, Group 1. You definitely have a village that is here and supporting you, but who isn't here and supporting you, right? Who's being jealous, who's being a bit more brash, a bit more cold about the situation, and maybe needing to leave them behind this week so you can actually go after what you want, create that safety, that abundance of money and of growth again that has been stunted recently because of something that maybe you felt like you needed to be more vulnerable with, but it's time to shed them away, right? Oh, I also forgot to mention here too, you have the gambling chip charm, which fell on the new moon. So that's something else that you're purging away. So if some of you have been gambling a lot lately, or been with someone who was gambling away your ideas, gambling away your actual money and abundance and your things, or being very risky with different decisions that were happening within your life, it's either you need to purge it or that person needs to be purged, so that can be more so you can protect your money, your space, and your time this week. So that's also coming in. So don't be the snake that's attacking, be the snake that's getting to purge what no longer works for you. So that's all I have here for you today, group 2. It's kind of similar to last week as well, so feel free to connect those two or see what kind of comes up for you. Some of you I know journal as well to see what comes up for you if you specifically journal about these different charms, or some people even utilize the comments as like a journaling space for yourself. So feel free to use it if you want to, or even comment on just in general how these went. If you have a specific person or situation in mind, anything like that, feel free to let me know down in the comments below. But also, if you enjoyed this reading here with me today and you found it helpful, insightful, empowering, or anything like that, or would just like to support this channel a little further, please be sure to give this video a like or comment, and I would appreciate it so much. And lastly, if you are new to the channel and this is one of your very first videos here with me, or one of your very first, very big welcome. I hope that this has been enlightening and helpful for you for your week. And just so you know, I do these readings on your weekly forecast and your week ahead every single Monday, and when I'm not doing that, I'm doing readings at the beginning of each month on your monthly blessings. And I also do readings that are timeless, so you can come back to them at any time, and also private readings that you can look into on my Instagram or down in the description below. So if you're interested in any of that and want to join this beautiful community that is very supportive, it really is a lovely little village here, then feel free to subscribe and join on in. I'd love to have you guys here to read for each and every week. And in the meantime, I hope you guys have a wonderful week, that you can empower yourself to make these decisions, evaluate what isn't and what needs to go for you, and what is and isn't working. And I will see you in the next one. Bye. Hello, group 3. If you've decided to choose the letter R as well as this little maple leaf, then this is the pile for you. I'm going to go ahead and set them both right here so you can see them during your reading, as today we are going to be using the charms, the watercolor affirmations. We're also going to be using the Language of Flowers Oracle deck and the Celtic Lenormand deck alongside the Modern Witch Tarot. So I hope you guys had a wonderful week last week and that things have been treating you well so far. And if not, we're going to be reading into some more of that this week. So I hope you guys have had a wonderful start to 2021 and that things have been going well. But let's go ahead and start looking into your week, group 3. So any energy, insights, or guidance coming in for group 3 for their week ahead here. All right, so you have here the Hierophant. Let's see what else. So group 3, we're looking for any energy, insights, guidance, any themes that are coming up this week that we need to work through, anything like that. So here on the top of that little pile, we had the 8 of Wands. I'm going to set that down here for you. Both the yellow adventurine does not want to stay up here, so there's that. So let's see what else comes in for you here, group 3. Group 3, we're looking for any information, energy, insights, or guidance coming in for group 3 for their week ahead. Any themes that may be coming up, any guidance from all different places, or anything like that that you need to read into here for their week for group 3. So you also have here the Fool, which is funny because it actually did come up with this 8 of Wands pile, because I did do a little sneaky peek, but you had the Fool come up too, so I was definitely feeling that. I just realized it was upside down, the Fool as well. So there you are with the Fool, the Hierophant, and the 8 of Wands. So yeah, we'll go ahead and look at your oracle messages now. Because of the way that I record these, I actually have everything upside down in my little monitor here, which is a mirror which I hang from my ceiling. It's very hodgepodge. If you want to see how that is all done, it's on my Instagram. But yeah, that's why it was upside down. But let's see what else is coming in for your week, group 3. I'm already really intrigued by the cards that you got, so let's see what else is coming in for you, group 3. You're looking for any information, energy, insights, or guidance coming in, or any themes on the week for group 3 here. Alright, so you also have the chickens. So with each of these Celtic Lenormand cards, they have different numbers that are associated with them. So this may have to do with dates or places or anything like that, however they resonate for you. But we have the number 12 showing up here for you, as well as the 7 of Pentacles or the 7 of Diamonds. So that may resonate for each of you differently. But we'll be looking into the chickens here today. But let's look at your Language of Flowers message, group 3 here. So group 3, we're looking for any information, energy, insights, or guidance, or any themes that may be showing up here for group 3. So you had 2. All right, so you have peace, and it says here, be calm and calm will come. So where energy goes, energy flows. That's what that makes me think of. And then you have resignation. Say goodbye to what you no longer need. Nice. So there you are. And then we'll get your final message here before we do the charms later on in the video. So stay tuned for those so you can see your charm cast. But here we go. Group 3. We're looking for any information, energy, insights, or guidance coming in for group 3 on their week ahead, or any themes that may be affecting them this week. All right. Every time I say themes, it keeps popping up. So you also have here, let's try again. Wow, that really shows up here with the Fool for me. But let's go ahead and start diving deeper into these messages and see what you have coming up. So first I want to talk about the energy flows, where energy flows, energy goes kind of card. So this said, what did it say? Be calm and calm will come. So sometimes I feel like when energy isn't flowing, energy just isn't going, right? Things aren't working for us. They feel sticky. They don't work. They don't flow. Things aren't calm. They aren't peaceful. And so it's time to say goodbye to the things that are not working for you this week. It can be as simple as that. Just telling yourself that you're just ready to put it aside and move towards something better because you believe in yourself and you believe that you deserve better. And I believe that you deserve better. You deserve better for yourself. So if this has to do with a situation, with a person possibly, which may even link to pile number 2, which you guys could check out, or it could even have to do with a situation. Something is needing to be set aside, maybe even needing to set aside how the situation is going to work for you, because sometimes we can be trying so hard for the end result that we don't enjoy the journey in between. So that's definitely coming up for you guys, purging, pushing things aside that no longer serve you so you can bring more peaceful energy in, which was a lot to do with pile number 2, so you can check that out if this pile wasn't immediately striking you or resonating with you. But we do have here also let's try again and the Fool. And the Fool is all about trying again, starting over. The beginning of the entire tarot deck is the Fool. They are the 0. They don't even get a number. They are ready to just go with the flow, right? And so where energy goes, energy flows. That's definitely the mantra I'm feeling for you guys this week. And so if you feel like this is your energy, if you believe in yourself, if you believe, man, I really want to go do that thing or walk that walk, or, finally get to do the stuff that you want to do despite what anyone is saying to push you back, because you also had those chickens, and these chickens talk about gossip. They talk about people who are trying to say petty things to hold you back, but they also can be supportive, so it kind of just depends on who they are. So they may be even this dog just trying to be like, hey, you have your headphones on, you're about to fall off a cliff, right? That may be coming in for some of you, where maybe your mom is like, maybe that's not the best thing to be doing right now. But if you believe in yourself enough, it's going to be like those cartoon characters that walk off the cliff and then they still float there. They walk across because they have that belief in themselves that they can make anything happen. They can make miracles happen. They can do whatever they want. So if you're feeling that this week, if you're feeling confident in something you want to put aside, to purge away, or to work through, or just even that you're really inspired to take off and after something that's going to be more peaceful, that's going to be more mindful for you, then take it. Because you also have 2 other different cards coming up here. So the 8 of Wands talks about having a lot of power, feeling empowered, feeling like you can just do whatever you want to. But it also can talk about messages coming in, so people of messengers, so that can be emails that are coming in, or you may be getting news or certain things that you've been waiting on that are, or even could be surprising you, coming up. You also have with the Eight of Wands, they're very fast and flowing. Like you can see all of these wands. So your week is going to go very fast. Things are going to be faster for you. So it's definitely not a slow down, take it slow kind of week. Doesn't mean it can't be peaceful. Doesn't mean it can't be good for you. But it is definitely going to be faster energy. You're going to feel like the week just flew by. And I also think whatever it is that you're starting, let's try again. Maybe it's something you've even tried before and it maybe just didn't work out because you didn't have the confidence or the belief in yourself. And now that you do, you can pursue it a lot easier. But you also have the Hierophant showing up, which means that you may be even more of a fast learner right now, because the Hierophant can talk about traditions. It can talk about maybe moving away from traditional ideas because you're kind of driving away from them. But it also can be that you're talking to a teacher or a mentor or learning through YouTube videos or something like that, where you are learning and experiencing and trying something out. You're at the lab, you're experimenting like a little scientist, and you're trying out something new and you're seeing what works and what doesn't work, and you're learning from your mistakes. So you're being more of a fast learner because you've been not allowing yourself to make those mistakes. And now that you're putting away some of that perfectionism where energy is being blocked and you're letting energy flow and go as you would like to, that's going to allow yourself to make those mistakes, learn from them, and grow a lot faster than you were previously if you had tried this before. So if you need to, seek out some help this week. Seek out somebody who you think can be supportive versus like gossipy and petty. That's on your side to help you, to mentor you. This could be a YouTuber, this could be YouTube tutorials, this could be, learning through a course or through something like that. Or if you're in school right now, learning in that way, there is definitely learning showing up and moving away from a traditional idea. So with all of that said, I'm going to go ahead and move on to your charms group 3 so we can get some more information on your week and see what else there could be showing up here. But it is already so exciting to see such new, fresh, free-flowing energy coming in for you where it was stuck and stagnant before. All right, so Group 3, we're looking for any information, energy, insights, or guidance coming in for Group 3 for their week ahead. What do we need to know about the week ahead for Group 3 here? Okay, so a few of them fell here off the board, so I'm going to pick up all of those and set them aside. As always, I'm going to pick up all of the ones that fell upside down and see what fell upright for you here. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and zoom you in so you can see all of these messages up close and personal. And we'll go ahead and start with your inner ring here. So here you have the insecure charm. So where this is a safety pin, where you feel safe and secure, you have your insecurities coming in because it is bent. It isn't feeling as secure, as safe. Could pop off at any time. So here you have your insecurities, which are making you feel like on this pendulum, right? Because this makes me think of a pendulum. It's just going back and forth, back and forth. You can't make a decision. You're very wishy-washy, or you feel like everything that you do is just 2 steps back. So if you feel like that's been coming up, definitely keep trying again. That's being showcased to you. And where energy flows, that momentum can come in, that 8 of Wands can come in, that fast, get things done energy can come in. And again, like all of this it comes from the belief in yourself, that belief that you could walk off that cliff and be safe and be fine. So where that insecurity is what's going to make you feel like you could drop. It makes you feel like you could fall. And what's important is to remember that failures and mistakes are actually what continue to build that bridge across that cliff to the other side. So letting yourself fall, letting that pendulum swing back and forth, having your bad days, having your good days, but not making it be a reason why you should quit or to stop. To continue learning and growing is really important for you. So let that come in this week. Embrace the pendulum energy, that back and forth. So you can have some of that security come in when you realize that it doesn't have to be this perfect perfectionism idea, because no one is perfect, no one's ideas are perfect, no one's path is perfect. It swivels around, it goes one way, it takes us back a step and moves us forward too. It's all over the place. So don't let yourself feel like you can't move forward because there's something you don't know yet, or something you haven't learned yet, or whatever it is where you may feel like you are lacking. Just remember, you're just trying again. You're going to be a faster learner based off of these cards that have shown up for you. And so just allow that energy to flow. Because whatever you were in before, where we had that resignation card, right? Whatever you were in before is now getting cleansed to move on to something better for you. You're allowing that peace to come in, that silver lining to a crappy situation that you were in before, because you have the silver lining charm falling right next to the tower charm. And the tower charm is where things felt manipulated, things weren't working anymore. The foundation of this building, of this tower that you had grown, this thing you were growing for so long, it wasn't fulfilling you anymore. It's time to purge it. It's time to break it down and build from the foundation up. And that's your silver lining. It's actually going to give you that momentum to move yourself forward and to grow a more stable structure for you. So take it as a sign of empowerment. Take it as a sign to move forward, because you actually can, because you're building a foundation that's going to be stronger. You're using the brick versus, the sticks. You're using things that are going to be more stable and are allowing yourself to mess up on like the mortar mix or something like that, so you can continue to grow it up and up and up. But sometimes you have to take a brick down to move it up again, and that's okay. Allow that energy to come in. Because you are not porcelain. You are not going to just break that easily, because you have the easily breakable, the fragile charm, the porcelain china, right? You feel like you get chipped and broken and scrape that knee, but sometimes you need that to learn, to have those lessons come in. And that's what the tower moment is telling us. You're getting those silver linings from those moments of failure, of falling, of fumbling, of trying again. So embrace those. Let that energy flow. And then you also have here on your moon cycle showing up at the release moon is, what are those ties, those things that you've sewn together, that it's time to get the seam ripper out and let them move apart. So with like sewing, if you've messed up on something, you get a seam ripper out and it just rips through all of the different sewing lines that you made, so that you can build and move to a better quilt. You can make things better, you can make them stronger, and you can grow with more memories and make it, be more playful with it. So this is the release moon. So it's time to release the stress of having to make these clean, straight lines, or feeling frustrated when you have to get the seam ripper out, and actually think of it as an occasion to not only learn better, so you can be better with your sewing skills, or whatever it is that the sewing machine represents for you, whatever it is that you're sewing together, so that you can sew it stronger, so you can sew it with a better foundation. A lot of these are very much about that energy, which makes sense because you also have the transformation charm alongside the cleansing charm. So this transformation, this block of this foundation coming down, this tower falling down, is so empowering for you that you're going to transform. You're going through that transformation process, and a lot of that transformation process happens on the inside, inside the cocoon before you turn into the butterfly. And it's a science we don't always get to see. We don't always get to see them turn into goop and then re-emerge as a butterfly, because that's actually what happens. So you're going through your goop phase, right? You're trying to figure out where you want to go, and when you do, you get to announce it to the world and be this beautiful butterfly that can just fly right off that cliff. So right now, this week is about empowering yourself by getting rid of what no longer serves you, getting rid of that guck, get it out of there, and embracing the falls, embracing the things that are setting you back, because it's okay. Because you also have the knight showing up here, which the knight does not move on a chessboard, just perfectly forward. They can move one step forward and 2 steps to the side, or 2 steps forward and 1 step to the side, which is something I was already talking about earlier. But another thing about this knight energy is they're falling next to the fall in love charm. At least it used to say fall in love. It's starting to not really look like it anymore. But it's the fall in love charm. So if you are trying to fall back in love with a passion of yours, if something that you've been learning about forever and then you had to put it aside and now you're getting to try again on it, you're moving forward on that and embrace those fumbles. And if that even is a new relationship that you're moving into, or falling back in love with someone like your partner, falling back in love with your career, whatever it is, you're falling back in love with it because you're enjoying the process. So that's so exciting to see. And lastly, next to these charms, you had the letter R show up over here. But you also have the letter D showing up, so that fell up over here. So if you are waiting for that knight in shining armor to come up, they're not going to be perfect, but you guys are going to work through it, and that is with the letter D here. So that even could be that you're falling back in love with someone having to do with a D, or having to do with the situation or passion of yours with the letter D. But with all of that said, group 3, I feel like I was saying the same thing over and over again because it really is what you needed to hear. So with this, like I said, you're going to have fast moving energy, a new opportunity for yourself to move towards something that you truly love, that you feel passionate about, that you believe in yourself to do, because you're learning, you're growing, you're embracing that pendulum, you're embracing the back and forth, the 2 steps forward, the 1 step back. You're embracing all of that because you're transforming into this butterfly. And I know it sounds cheesy, I know it's like, oh yeah, I'm doing all these things, but you truly are, and it's so lovely to see. You just have to embrace the reality that things don't always work out, but you just try again. And it's going to give you more peace because you're not trying to force things to happen anymore, and instead letting them flow as they need to, because you've let go of what no longer serves you. So this is such an empowering week to those of you who chose here on group 3. You may be falling in love again, or falling in love with an idea again, something that you're really excited about. There's so much silver lining, so much seam ripping for something better, for a new exciting opportunity that's much better for you. And I'm so here for it. I'm like your cheerleader over here. You got this. So that's all I have for you here at group 3. If you enjoyed this video and enjoyed this reading, please be sure to give this video a like. It really does help this channel continue to grow, and I appreciate it so much. So thank you for the support. And also feel free to add an encouraging, empowering message or something like that down below in the comments. I'd love to see what you guys have to say about these readings, about the charms, or just to bring some positivity to someone who maybe wasn't feeling as great about their pile or about their week. So feel free to leave those down in the comments below. And lastly, if you are new to this channel and this is one of your very first readings here with me, it's lovely to have you guys here. Big warm welcome. I do these readings like this every single Monday on your weekly forecast and what's sort of coming in. And when I'm not doing that, I'm doing readings on your blessings for the month, as well as timeless videos and private readings that you can check out down in the description below. So if you're interested in any of that, all of that, into charms and tarot in general, then feel free to subscribe and join this community of supportive and lovely people. And I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Such empowerment, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.